Hi guys, welcome back to the shop. Hey, today I'm going to do a couple items on the flat tracker behind me here. We're going to go ahead and shorten that axle that we're going to use and do all the work that we need to do to get that to work with this setup. Just a couple other little plastic repairs, stuff like that. But the main thing is going to be the machine work on the axle. So if you like the machine work, you're probably going to like this video. So let's get to it. Okay, it's time to address this front axle. Remember we had the front one is too short, and it's probably because of this width is different, just by a little bit. And of course we're using these spacers too. The wheel is absolutely centered in the forks. So this is pretty much where we need it to be. And really all we need to do is we need to extend these threads back to just beyond that, and then end up with enough room for the nut and a washer. So right about in here, something like that, we'll cut it off. But we've got to extend those threads back, and in order to do that we've got to cut this down. I've had pretty good luck with using the minimum of the major diameter. This one here is about 13.75 millimeters, and right now we're on the uncut area back there. Let's see what we can get. I think it's about 14. Oh no, it's 15, a little over 15 millimeters. So we've got to cut that down to 13.75 millimeters and then go ahead and extend our threads on beyond that. So we'll just go ahead and knock that one out. I'll just slide the too short of one in, just hold everything together. That way it'll hold it. And we've still got to cut off the sleeve that goes in to here also, but we'll get to that. But see, that's how much this thing is short. So this is probably the easiest way if everything will cooperate with me. Okay, we're within about 4 thousandths here. I think that's good enough for an axle thread. So we'll just save ourselves the trouble and call it good. Okay, we're at about 14.95. That's what I'm getting there. Millimeters. And 1494 or 5. So we don't have a lot to take off, but we need to be pretty close to that 13.75. We'll go beyond that mark just a little bit. should be good. Let's see where we're at there now. Okay, about 1490. So we've got a reference point now. Okay, I'm getting 13.83, so we're pretty close. We don't want to take too much, so I'll go ahead and set it up for 4 on my right there. That ought to get us there. And we're just going to try to extend that up now. Every time I back up, I lose that. It's a little harder than just average metal, but it's probably like 4140 or something like that. Not too bad. All right, I'll find my nut. It's a little bit snugger up there, but not much. Still do it by hand. Okay. I think I'll hit that with a file real quick. That should help it. Yeah, I think we'll probably leave it right there. And I'm gonna have to stick it back in there and get my length again. I removed my mark. go. Okay, should work. We'll probably drill a hole in it so we can put a cotter pin in. Probably not necessary, but we'll see. Okay, there's the piece we cut off right there. So that's, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch or something like that. And we took off. And we just extended our threads and everything worked out good. Very little wobble there. Okay, let's get a couple of cotter pin holes in the end of this axle. Okay, same thing with our spacer. We just give it a mark and we'll try to cut it off. Be careful of that slot in there. Okay, there we go. Okay, and we just cut off about the same, about 3/4 of an inch or something like that. And it just goes in there, and that's flush on both sides, reasonably so. And I'm going to go ahead and turn these legs around, even though it doesn't really need it. I've got the brake one on the other side. Of course, there's no brake here, so it really doesn't matter. But I'll go ahead and do that just for uniformity, if nothing else. Okay, we've got room for a washer. And like I say, I'll probably go ahead and try to drill some holes in it so we can put a cotter pin in if we want. And that should, once it's tightened up, should be just about to the end of the nut there, and that's what we want. That should work. Okay, I've got a couple of cracks here, and right here where the chain goes in, I'm just going to kind of trim that up to make it look a little more presentable. Hopefully it won't break on me. I think this is pretty durable, except for that part. Okay, that's better, I think. And I'm just going to use my little all-turn tool here to kind of stitch weld this, give it some rigidity again. I always have trouble getting those little puppies in there. Let that cool. And then you should be able to pull them off. Just want to kind of melt it about halfway down in there. I think I'm going to go this way this time. Oops, didn't want that to happen. Anyway, this is how it's left, and then you just trim these off and sand them off if you need to. And then I go back over the top and plastic weld them. Let me finish this up and then we'll get to that part. Once you sand or clip these off, then you just take a little sander and go ahead and trim them off so you don't get your fingers. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then you can take, they've got this little tool here that goes on the end of this, and that's your welding attachment. And I found the best thing is just a zip tie for welding rod. You know, you just kind of melt the parent stuff there, and you can just kind of see there how that's filling in pretty good. So there's our repair. You know, you can sand it and make it look really nice if you want. But it really does work pretty good. Yeah, we got that all painted up, and we got some new rubber insulators and our nylock nut, and then this just gets pulled up with zip ties the rest of the way. Get the others on the other side. Okay guys, there you have it. Just a couple little repairs on the flat tracker. I want to try to get that done pretty soon, but we've got quite a bit to do to it. You know, like I mentioned before, I'm going to I'm going to go ahead and sell this one. I'm not going to flat track again. I love the bike, but You know, it's just, it's too much. It's a handful for a young man, and it's a very unique piece of early flat track history, really. The champion frame, this one here is just, it's really in nice shape. The nickel is some of the finest I've seen on bikes this old that have not been re-nickeled. Anyhow, we got the boring to do. I just can't let it go with a sloppy top end, so we're going to go ahead and bore that out. I think I've got what I need to put it together with, and the proper piston. So we'll see where that goes, but that'll be further down the road. Anyhow, hey, thanks for going along on the ride. See you next video.